everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to if you're new here. So today I decided to film a self-tanning video. I normally don't self-tan. I know it's terrible. I use tanning beds, I tan out on the beach, and that's normally how I keep up with my color. But because of COVID, I lost that. So I didn't like being pale. My gyms were closed. I couldn't go in the tanning bed. It's been winter. So I invested in some self-tanner. So this is actually only my second time applying self-tanner, and I've only ever used this self-tanner before. I have had spray tans before, and I will say I prefer this over the spray tan. I thought for anybody else that maybe has never done it before or wants to know what it's like, especially from someone as a beginner, I thought this would be a perfect video for me to film and share my experience, my tips, how I make it last longer, how I prep my skin, all the products in total that I use, and my actual honest opinion on the BALI Body self-tanner. So I actually bought the BALI Body self-tanner Luxe Glove, the 1 hour express mousse. I actually leave it on for 3 hours. You don't have to, but I leave it on for the max time. And then I also got the self-tanner remover, and I'm gonna go in step by step on how I use these products. Other products that you are gonna need when you're doing your self-tanning is that you are gonna need a moisturizer. You're gonna want obviously a razor to shave off any hair that you wanna take off. You're gonna want a body exfoliant. So if you've never self-tanned before, you won't really have to worry about taking off any remover. But because this was my second time applying it, I did apply the BALI Body Tan Remover, which you're supposed to put it on your skin. I just used my hands, and you let it sit on your skin for about 5 minutes before washing it off. So do whatever you gotta do, let that sit, and then you'll get in the shower and you'll allow that to wash off. BALI Body does have a exfoliating mitt. I didn't buy that, so I just used my loofah and rubbed that over. You're gonna wanna shave any hair off that you don't wanna have on there. And then you wanna use that body exfoliator, and you want to massage that into the skin, circular motions all over to help get that dead skin off, because it's gonna help your tan last longer as well as apply a lot more smoothly. You get a really nice even looking tan that looks really natural. Honestly, the only places on my body that don't look natural from the self-tanner is my hands. I seem to keep applying too much on the knuckles and not enough on the back of my hand. Make sure you wash your body, do your typical shower routine, and you want to pat dry. Don't apply any moisturizer all over your body. It will create a barrier, and that will prevent the tan from going on as dark. But where I do suggest applying moisturizer to create that thin barrier is over your wrists, over the really tough areas that hold on to it. I did not apply enough on my knuckles, but definitely on your knuckles, on your elbows, your kneecaps, the back of your knees, your ankles, all of the really tough areas that the tan is going to really stick to. You want to apply a little bit of a barrier there to help it to not be so prominent and so dark. Even if you do make your hands darker, I don't think it's that much of a problem. You should be washing your hands quite frequently, so that is where the tan's gonna come off probably first. Something I didn't realize the first time I tried applying self-tanner that I made sure not to do this time is that I was very stingy on the tanner. I thought I'm gonna make this last as long as possible because self-tanner's not really the cheapest, if I'm being honest, and I wanted to make a little go a long way. I ended up being a lot more patchy and streaky the first time. It wasn't as even. So trust me, as a newbie or anybody who may not know this, use a lot more product than you probably think you're gonna use, because you do want to be able to get it all over and you want it to be even. I find that using 2 pumps and starting doing a decent sized space, but then traveling upward if I notice that there is extra product to use, but don't try taking a little bit and doing your whole arm, which was the mistake that I made. Start off little and work your way up, and you'll notice when you're kind of at a self-tanner to move around. And I will also say, I didn't realize that you should add like a decent amount of pressure, but actually add some pressure when moving it. I was just lightly doing it the first time, and I wasn't really working the product around or getting it evenly in. but definitely apply some pressure when you're actually doing it and do circular motions upwards. I try not to put too much attention on the elbows, the kneecaps, the back of the knees, because they do hold on to the tan a lot more, even with that barrier. So something else you can do when you apply tanner on your face, I still apply moisturizer because I do want it to look a little more natural and not so prominent. And I found using a makeup brush helps so much when getting in tough areas. So I actually use a makeup brush that I don't use for anything else, something that is dense enough, and I brush that all over my face. And I do the same thing with my hands and my wrists. So I still didn't get all the crevices in the inside of my knuckles, but that's okay. You know, like I said, this is only my second time. I'm sure I'll figure out which way to do it, because compared to my first time, I did do a lot better. So I think by the third time I self-tan, I'll probably have it down pat. But you really want to apply the self-tanner to the back of the hand and work it more in that spot. I find that spot didn't hold it so well. And then outwardly go in, you'll get inside your fingers, you'll want to go out on the sides, you want to get in between the fingers. I go up to my nail bed as well and around the fingernail, because like I said, that is going to wash off, so it's not going to stay really prominent for very long. And like getting in on the knuckles and trying to get in the little crevices, I think what I'm going to do next time is do that part last. I think I went in on the back of the hand and right away went into the knuckles, but I think that's where I had a problem, because I did have to go in there a couple of times to get in as much of those crevices. I say do the back of your hand, do inside your fingers and the fingers, and on the back of your wrist, maybe go a little outward if you have some extra product. And at the very end, I say go into your knuckles. Your knuckles hold on to it the most. And I'm not gonna lie, that's the part about self-tanner I don't like. I love everything about it. I love the look, I love how fast it happens, I love how easy it typically is, because this is only my second time doing it. But the one part that makes me not like self-tanner is my hands. My hands look patchy. My hands are two different colors. So I'm sure once I figure out what works best for my hands, I think I'll love this product even more. But so far, I do love self-tanning. It's just the hand part that bugs me. So if you guys have any tips to really getting an even layer on your hands and not making them look so drastically different than the rest of your body, please leave some comments down below. I would love some tips. This one actually is a 1 hour express mousse. You can leave it on for 3 hours, which is what I do. So whether you leave it on for 1 hour, leave it on for 2 hours or 3 hours, whatever it is, put it on, put a robe on, do whatever it is you're doing. You don't have to sleep in it because it does take less time, which is really nice. I actually took pictures after 1 hour, 2 hour, and 3 hour just to see if I would notice a difference. I do read in the reviews a lot that people say it does make you a little darker, but it's not anything that's too crazy, and I feel like I can account to that. It does make it a little darker, but nothing that's too drastic. I really love the overall color of this self-tanner as well. It makes such a nice deep tan, and this is the color that I normally am. I'm normally this color, sometimes even a few shades darker. I am Portuguese though, so I do tan pretty well, so I really love that this gives me the type of color that I always achieve to get and normally have, and looks natural on the skin. I don't notice any transfer on any white clothes when I wear them. So once you've had your tan sitting for 1 hour, 2 hour, whatever it is, you're gonna go in the shower, let the warm water rinse it off. Don't use soap, don't use a loofah, just let it kind of run over you. What I do is I put my head under the water, I'll like turn my body around under the shower. I won't rub anything, I'll just put my hands up to it, and I just let that warm water really get over everything, but I don't stay in there for too long, and I don't wash anything, no soap, nothing. Get out, pat dry, moisturize, and you're good to go. Now to help make your self-tanner last longer, moisturize. After every time you shower, I try to do it every morning and every night. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. I hope you got some valuable information. I really do love these products, and I'll probably keep buying from BALI Body. The other alternative I was considering getting was Loving Tan. I've heard so many good things about Loving Tan well before I even cared about tanning. Back when I used to be obsessed with Lauren Curtis. I feel like that is a really well-known good brand, but a friend of mine, who ironically also suggested the Loving Tan, suggested BALI Body, and I saw what she looked like on it and the fact you don't even have to sleep with it. I loved that, and I hopped right up on it, especially since she also has a white bed and she didn't notice any transfer of product on her bed from sleeping at night or any of her white clothes. And that was my big thing, because part of the reason I love being tan is being able to wear the shade white, because you just look more tan. So knowing that I can wear that and not worry about product getting off, the fact it only takes 1 hour to get the tan, I'm in love. I love the color, I love everything about it, and I'm really happy that I started self-tanning, because now I can get out of that terrible tanning bed habit. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave it a thumbs up to let me know that you did. Comment down below any tips you have for the hands. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and of course to follow my Instagram as well. We got lots of good stuff happening over there, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much. Bye.